What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Pepe's price is starting to give us some extremely bullish signals today, and I want to tell you exactly what they are, what they mean, and what they could imply for the future. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. And guys, don't forget, if you do want to start trading on up to 500x leverage on things like Bitcoin, Solana, Sui, Pepe, and many more, you can check out that BTCC link down below. If you sign up to BTCC specifically using my link, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on your first time deposit between $500 and $100,000. This means if you deposit, say, $3,000, they're going to give you $300 right then on the spot to start trading with. And whatever profit you make from that is completely yours, no strings attached. You can reinvest it, withdraw it, do whatever you want with it. It's a great opportunity to make literally free gains during the bull market. So if that is something that interests you, go check out that platform down below. It's a great trading platform. I use it all the time myself, so feel free to check it out and let me know what you think. So before we talk about what Pepe's price is doing right now, let's kind of lay the land a little bit. Let me paint this picture for you so you can understand why this is actually so important. So over the last couple weeks, and realistically the last month, we have now been tracking the breakout that Pepe's been trying to make from this descending channel. You all know that Pepe was absolutely smashing it, putting in those all-time highs, super parabolic moment. Everybody's talking about it. And then, the second half of November was a little bit slower. We saw Black Friday approaching, Thanksgiving approaching, and like normal, we saw the market start to pull back a little bit. Now, while we were seeing this pullback, I told you all, hey, look, I know this isn't fun and it might be a little bit boring. It is actually a good thing. And I'm under the belief that if Pepe can get a sustainable breakout of this descending channel, it will open the door for a move up towards 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, some of these levels to the top side. So although this isn't particularly fun, I do think that it could be opening a great door. So we started doing some buying on Pepe at the bottom side of this channel. The last major purchase we did was right here at the 175 level, which actually did mark the bottom of this pullback here. Now, as we started to get the breakout to the upside, I told you, hey, look, there's a couple things that need to happen when you break out of a channel like this. I call it the three-step verification or the three-step confirmation. The first one is back testing this channel and holding it as support. You really want to see that happen. It's not essential, but you do want to see it happen. That's step number one. We got it right here. Step number two is then you want to see that crypto be able to set a new macro high. So we need to break that previous high, which was right here, which happens successfully right here as step number two. Now, step number three is breaking the macro Fibonacci zone, which is this pesky little green box right here, and getting on top of it. That's step number three, which of course happened right there. Now, once we got this three-step confirmation, I told you this now opens the door to 3.5, 3.6, 3.7. That's where I believe Pepe's price is going. I think that we're going to make a move to some of these higher levels, and that obviously could imply that Pepe might have a 40-50% move to the upside on the way. And I actually do believe, as we start getting closer to modern day, that was what was happening. We saw Pepe break that green box. Man, we were holding some support, building a foundation, indicators were resetting, we were looking real good. But next thing you know, the market starts to pull back. I believe it was a manipulated move, but obviously to each their own. But one way or another, as a result of the market pulling back, it did somewhat, slow down or delay that move from Pepe. Now, as that pullback started, I told you, hey, look, this is what we need to see now. We need to see Pepe's price be able to flip this macro zone of resistance, the green box, into support. Because if we can still maintain support on top of this green box, that still puts us in perfect line to continue upwards. There's nothing wrong with breaking a resistance zone, coming back down to it, seeing this RS flip, which means resistance to support flip, and then using that to go upwards. So if we are going to maintain that breakout target of 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, we need to see Pepe's price maintain on top of this green box. Now that takes us into a little bit more of the modern day, in which Pepe's price has been doing exactly that. In yesterday's video, I told you, look, we're seeing Pepe's price holding up some support here, but now it's just running into this topside Fibonacci zone. And so if Pepe can clear this gold box, maintain this green box, we're looking really good. And now that we are getting a little bit more structure over the last 24 hours, it's really seeming to me like Pepe is giving itself a dang good chance. So I want to tell you exactly what's going on now that Pepe has gotten rejected off that gold box, back tested this green box, what's happening with some of our indicators, our signals, and much more. And so I know that was a bit of a lengthy recap, but I really want you to understand the context of what we're talking about, so you can understand truly what is happening right here. So now that we have gone over the recap, let's shift a little bit into the modern day. And look, I will give you a little bit of a warning as we go into the next portion of the video that things may get a little bit complicated here, especially if you are a little new or if you're more advanced, but you're just trying to add some of these tools to your toolbox. And so all that I suggest and all that I will tell you, if you are someone who's trying to get better at this whole crypto thing and these things get a little complicated or confusing, is just to stick around to the end of the video. At the end of the video, we'll have gone through things much more thoroughly thoroughly, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Discord community that we are seeing people generating hundreds of percentages and gains in every single day as a result of all the workshops, live streams, classes, and more. So again, if you're one of those people who's just trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, all that I ask from you, just stick around until the end of the video. So as I mentioned before, now that we are in the modern day, let's take a look at what is happening here. Well, remember, in the last video, I told you all that this golden box is going to be the major zone of resistance. Although we are doing a great job of holding some support here, we need to use that support to clear the golden box. And of course, it is no surprise we did actually end up seeing Pepe's price get rejected off of it over the last 24 hours, like I told you it might. I said, hey, look, there's a decent sized chance we find some support, we push up to this golden zone here, get rejected, come back for the higher low, and then try at it again. And that is exactly what we're seeing playing out right now. If we actually zoom down into the hourly charts, what you can see is that Pepe has done a fantastic job of giving itself the best chance that it possibly can at breaking through this golden zone. And I want to talk about the bullish signals that we are getting from this move right here that imply that although it's not guaranteed that Pepe does go up, that there is a good chance that it at least tries its absolute best, and we could be right about this move coming forward. So the first major thing that I'm noticing is the fact that Pepe did get a nice little golden zone retracement on the bottom side. So do you see here how, let me just get rid of this for a second. Do you see how as Pepe's price retraced this move, this swing low to swing high, as it came back down, it ran into some support at this golden Fibonacci ratio, the 618 to 786 zone, currently between the 2.3 level and the 2.2 level, and then use that support the moment that it hit that golden zone to get rejected to the top side? That's a very good sign. History says that when cryptocurrencies bounce off of this key level like this with just a wick, like it's not sitting in it for a while, it's not consolidating at it for a while, it's literally maybe buy it, boom, hits it and immediately goes up. An immediate rejection like that is a very good sign. And history says that it is an even more likelihood that we do push up to the high that we were at and even try to surpass it. Now, as we were creating this support zone and as we did hit this golden box, what you also have to remember is that Pepe has now started to form the early possibility of the cup and handle pattern. As you can see here, we have the cup, we have the handle. Some people would say that this is an Adam and an Eve pattern. One way or another, it's totally up to you, but it is a good sign. It's a good sign that as Pepe's price is coming back down to build up a macro level of support, it is creating bullish structure of, again, either the cup and handle pattern or the Adam and Eve pattern. Now, we'll talk about both of those structures in probably tomorrow's video if we do get up here. Not today because they're not confirmed yet. We're just getting early signs that they're on the way. Now, if we go to the hourly RSI, another thing that you're capable of seeing is that we actually did start to see bullish divergence forming. It's called exaggerated bullish divergence. And what that looks like is, for example, you see how we got the hourly RSI setting a low and an equivalent low right here? Well, we actually ended up seeing the price at that time set a low and a lower low. Now you see how there's a difference? Low equivalent low, low lower low. That's called, again, exaggerated bullish divergence. And that puts us in a spot to which, of course, the momentum was starting to slow down even though the price was still going down, which is an early sign of a macro reversal, which is what we got. So another very bullish sign there. If we go to the 4-hour RSI, you can actually start to see some early signs of bullishness here in the sense that we are not seeing any sort of divergences at all. And I actually like that these days. It is so common for Pepe's price to start trying to make a move upwards and start immediately running into bearish divergence. That's not what we're seeing. It's moving as it should. We have a lower high still. We have a lower high here. We had the higher low here. We had the higher low there. Very good signs. I just like the fact that it's moving systematically. It's moving in tandem with the RSI, which I think is beneficial. Another thing that we can see is if we go head out, let's get the Bollinger Bands pulled up here. On the Bollinger Bands, you can see here that Pepe just broke above that 20 simple moving average. Now, it did it back here, and of course did get rejected to the downside. So this doesn't mean that it is for sure going to go up, but it is another good bullish sign because we're able to break a key level of resistance after hitting a macro level of support. So when you combine all of these things together, what this tells me is that although, again, it's not a guarantee that Pepe will hold some support here, and we are still at risk, you know, I can't pretend and say that we're not at risk of some sort of A, B, C correction to the downside. We definitely are giving ourselves the best chance that we possibly can to eliminate that, to invalidate that, to not see this continuation back into the red box and be able to push up through the gold box. And so, although we don't have a bunch clarity right now, or a lot of clarity right now on what is going to happen, I'm not even going to pretend to know what's going to happen here. I did just want to share with you today that as Pepe is now trying to build some support, it is giving us a lot of bullish signs that we are on track, right? And it wouldn't shock me at all to see Pepe push up towards this 255 level and start trying to to interact with, again, that inverse head and shoulder, or not the inverse head and shoulders, sorry, the Adam and Eve pattern or the cup and handle pattern, and attempt to try to break the golden zone. So I'll keep you updated, of course, as we do get closer and closer to either breaking the golden zone or breaking through the bottom side of the green zone. But I like to keep you as updated as possible, even in the meantime when we're getting signals and signs flashing. So of course, stay tuned, turn on those notifications, and do be on the lookout for the next post, because it will likely be a much more of a structural video of what is going on and where I actually think that Pepe's price is going, and that'll likely be sometime tomorrow. Now, if you're someone who's just trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, I highly recommend you joining the Discord server. Okay, guys, in the Discord server, what you're going to get are insights with Tyler, which are my thoughts and insights, some of the things that I'm buying and selling, some moves I'm making in my portfolio, and much more. For example, on the 9th, in that huge dip, we were buying all of these different cryptos, and all of them are up 20 to 30% now. We have exclusive live shows every single day. We have daily technical analysis reports that get released on the same cryptos I make videos about, daily fundamental analysis reports on the market itself. I have 2 teams of professional traders who post their buy and sell alerts every single day, and you need to think, these are people who live off of trading. These are professional trade teams, and they're giving you their buy and sell signals, which is absolutely insane. We have premium classes on things like bull market investing, the Fibonacci's, the Bollinger Bands. We have beginners courses on things like leverage trading and technical analysis for beginners, and many more of these releasing. These are 30-minute long, 20-page presentation, vocabulary sheet, cheat sheet presentation. I mean, we got so much going on in these technical analysis and leverage trading for beginners courses. You got to check those out. We have these 2 to 3 minute long videos called Tips with Tyler, where we just go over random stuff, and you can pause it to see what sort of videos there are there. And all these things combined are generating the community hundreds of percentages and gains every single day, quite simply because people are using these lessons to turn them into strategies, taking those strategies and turning them into real life profits and gains. Look at this guy yesterday, putting in multiple trades at over 100% gains on ICP. Absolutely insane stuff. So if you do want access to this, head down to the Patreon link down below, guys. It's the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper. It's either $17 a month or $5 a month. And I think that is a crazy good deal. And we actually have one more tier up releasing on Monday, so do stay tuned for that. But go feel free to check that out down below. I do think it's a very, very good deal, and it has clearly helped hundreds of people elevate. We're currently at 729 members just in the last month. So if you do want to join that, check that link out down below. Don't forget, guys, we post 6, 7, 8 videos here on the channel every single day. So if you have been enjoying them, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.